Hello, Mark Crossfield here. We've got Steve Buzza again. Hello, Steve.
Hi.
We're doing more swings from the golf app. This lady sent her a swing, press the button at the bottom. We're going to give her some help, see if we can get her playing some better golf. Let's get stuck in. Right, guys, so we see this swing. I see this quite common with golfers. It's not the most powerful movement in the world.
No,
it's kind of, well, there's a bit of a hip sway, isn't there? She goes back, she sets the wrist and then sets the hips to the right. And then the way through, this is the one that really worries me, or not worries me, but needs fixing, is there's no effort to try and speed the club up. It's almost like the head and the hands and the arms are coming through at the same speed. There's no effort to get the club from behind her out in front of her than out in front of her with the hands moving less distance to get that club head speed.
I think it's a twofold problem, because that you're losing so much club head speed, you then want to sway more to try and add it.
Oh, I agree,
and then you do that less, and all of a sudden you've got a movement that's inconsistent and no power.
Well, I see problems with this swing, I see problems with striking.
Yes.
Very hard to get the ball club moving downwards. Often it's quite level to the ground, so then when irons from the ground, you might hit top a bit.
That, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And like you say, the swaying to try and create power almost, which again, if I was to hit the ball that way, I would find striking really, really difficult. First thing I would like to see her do is get control of her right side. So feel like she turns into that right side. I've said this a lot before. Just feel like the right hip pushes back. Don't worry if your right knee straightens. Just identify what the sway is. So think, oh, that's what he means. That's swaying the hips. That's more turning them. We want to go with the more turning feeling. Is a great feeling. And then the second one, and this is hard, I get people to swing, when I get this one, I get people to swing with two clubs. So as in, put two clubs together. Often, then what happens is they do let the club go. So when the weight of these two heads are together, I don't hold on to them like she does, because it feels like it's going to hurt my arms too much. So what happens is you naturally start letting that weight pass out in front of you. So what I mean by that is, let's say my hands are moving from here to here, club is moving from waist height to waist height, where for her, if her clubs are moving from here to here, say a foot, her club is kind of going from knee height to knee height. So her head and hands are getting on similar speeds. They're not, but they're much closer.
Certainly.
And what happens is as well, if you had a sensor on a handle, you'd find that a handle isn't slowing down. So what happens is the handle needs to slow down to throw the speed into that club head. So the handle's actually staying quite slow through impact as the club is whipping through.
It's the whip, isn't it?
Yeah,
Imagine
absolutely.
trying to get a whip to make that sound, and all you're doing is prodding and keeping it the same.
Absolutely. So two club, get heavy things are good. Often as well, what I get people to go this end and ask them just to make the biggest whoosh they can. Just really whoosh it as hard as they can, and you show them on a video screen and you can see them really letting that club pass ahead of them to create that sound when you ask them to make that.
Henrik Stenson, was it last year? He was using that as his practice.
Oh, was he? I didn't see that.
Yeah,
okay.
I like, especially as they're swaying as well, I quite like moving somebody into like a pitching action.
Okay.
Because you'll see you can then start
set and then
set and set.
Yeah.
Plus you'll see how much the distance, I would imagine, wouldn't hardly change at all.
I agree, as in they could hit that as far as they hit like a full 7-iron when they start.
And then you go, well, now we'll try to add in, but maintaining that sort of
feeling. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. That's a very good point. So it's a case of trying to let that club go a bit more on the way through. So you're really trying to almost like prod it straight rather than she's not letting it go. Another thing that I see, which is common, which you can't see from the video, she needs to check her grip. This is really common with golfers who get the club right through the middle of their palm, because I can't let the club go when I get the club in the middle of my palm, because it feels like it's going to break my wrist. So what happens is it does turn into almost like a giant putting action where you don't want to let the club go.
That's how you hold a putter.
Correct,
you
absolutely.
get the benefits of that, and obviously it's...
So watch a few grip videos, make sure you have got that club in that lower part of your palm, so near the top of your fingers. That will allow for a lot more movement for arms and wrists to try and let that club speed up at the bottom and let the handle slow down a lot more at the bottom. Good stuff, Steve. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for sending the swing. Hope that helps. Post comments down below. Love to hear what you got to say, and we'll speak to you soon. So if you like what's going on here, don't be afraid to subscribe to the channel. Also, thumbs up the video, post comments. Love to hear what you guys got to say. Let's keep it social. The more we talk, the more we share, the easier this game will get for everybody. So if you want to find me on Facebook here, you can find me on Facebook. If you want to tweet me, find me on Twitter here as well. Just follow the links, all in the description. Come and join the show. Get active, get involved, get playing some better golf. Thanks for watching.